Hi everyone, welcome to Geology. As I mentioned in previous videos, my name is Kiersti Ford-Starnes. I will be your instructor for the rest of the semester. Just to jump in real quick here, this little video is just going to get you kind of comfortable with geology. I'll give you some info about myself, and then we're going to understand some key concepts in learning geology, and then we're going to review the scientific method. All right, so my name is Kiersti, as I've mentioned previously. I've lived in the Central Valley my whole life. I love all things Disney, and I'm a mom of two. You'll learn really fast that I love to use punny geology jokes, and you'll see them throughout some of my lectures when I think they're kind of applicable. I love field geology, being in the field. Landslides were my passion in grad school, and I teach pretty much everything that we offer here on campus. So let's start with kind of the big question. What is geology? The word geology comes from two Greek words, geo meaning earth and logos meaning knowledge. So geology literally just means the study of the earth. But it's more than just rocks. Geology is the study of Earth's materials, its structures, the processes that shape it, anything that happens on the Earth outside of really living organisms we cover. In terms of geologic history, we would cover living organisms as they are fossilized. But outside of that, biology is kind of on the side there on anything that's happening on the Earth's surface. One fun fact to keep in mind is that most of a mountain's mass is actually underground, and what we see is just the tip of its story. So, why should you care about geology? Geology is one of those it's one of those fields that kind of feels elusive sometimes. But geology affects everyday lives. Earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, landslides, rockfalls, environmental issues, all of those are part of the geologic process. And understanding geology is vital in helping us prepare for these natural hazards that occur pretty much every day on Earth. So I'm going to jump back one slide here, and I want, now that you know a little bit about geology, I want in the discussion for this week for you to write down any assumptions that you may have, fears or questions, or something that you're really excited to learn in this class. And that's going to be our discussion board for this week. So go ahead and do that whenever you are ready, and then we'll move on here. And so geology can also be a career. Obviously, it's a career for me. I used to be actively working in the industry, and now I teach. So I'm still a professional geologist, which makes pretty good money in its own. But one of the really cool things is that we don't graduate a lot of students. And because we don't graduate a lot of students, we end up with a lot of jobs that need to be filled, and students get jobs very quickly, which is really awesome. So if you're ever interested, reach out, please. That's awesome. And then, of course, I mentioned jokes, so that's always fun as well. And in at Fresno City College, we have a course called Geology 3, in which we take students out into the field on a 4-day overnight field trip. There's a list of some of the field trips we've done in the past, and we hope to continue this course. It's really, really fun. So if you are ever interested, that would be awesome. I lead it every spring, sometimes fall. It really depends on where we want to go because places are seasonal and we need to be able to get to them really easily without dealing with snow and things like that. All right, so let's talk about how we study things through the scientific method. This might not be very new to you, but we're just going to review it so that we start off best foot forward here. So first we observe something and ask a question. So we make some sort of natural observation and we have some question about what's happening in the world around us. Then we're going to form a hypothesis in which we make some sort of educated guess as to why something is happening in the way that it is. Then we're going to test that hypothesis by running through experiments and collecting our data. And then once we have all of our data and our experiments are run, then we can analyze those results and start drawing some conclusions based on the evidence. Then from there, we might have to revise some things, and that's okay. But we report out our data and our analysis, and then from there, we might present it to peers, and then our peers might help us with the revision. And then we move on, and we might have an explanation for the question or observation we made, or we might not, and that is okay. It's not about being right the first time, it's about learning, testing, and improving our understanding in the world, the natural world around us. So, with that, we will be trying to think like a geologist using our scientific method. So, this is the first lecture for this week, and then we have another one that's about the history of the Earth and a little bit of our solar system. And then you have a lab for this week, and then the discussion post that I mentioned previously. I hope this was helpful for you, and I will see you guys in the next lecture.